1st. Welcome to October. Yeah, we just pre-flighted a little bit. Whoa, that was blocking a lot of light. We are live for those members only. Some good stuff. We're just, again, getting our stuff together before we go live to the Gen Pop. So if you want to be part of that pre-flight, that members only, that's that. Click in the description to get to the membership. Randall Knapp has generously donated a lot of memberships over the course of time. So if you happen to get one, appreciate that. Chances are it's from Randall Knapp. So thanks, Randall.
No one's here yet, I don't think.
Who is still recovering, by the way. All right, we're going to give everybody some time to join us so the way we do the membership live, the pre-flight, about 15, 20 minutes prior to, and just kind of do a little jam session, right? A little talk story before we get started. It's fun. It's cool. So become a member. You can be a part of that pre-flight. It's $1.99 a month. You can click. Jake Awesome is here from Texas. What's up? What's up, Jake?
I can't see the mouse. I need my glasses.
Oh. Candace Escobedo. What's up, sis? Good to see you. Welcome. It's a good show to be on. We're going to talk about the Secretary of War for a little bit. I might again this evening. Randall Knapp nailed it. Candace, how are you? Good to see you.
Okay.
J Mac. Hi there, young sir. I already like how you're starting. How you doing? How are you all doing? Your way today, buddy from Airborne Forces, Warrior UK, and a vet from the UK. Love having you. Welcome. Welcome, brother. Hang out. Airborne Forces Warrior. Thank you, Warrior Breed, for joining us tonight. Hang out for a little bit and get to know us. This is a great channel. Mustafa, Ara. Kenneth, you just got what pink slip? What does that mean? You saw Jared? There's Jared. What's up, Jared? How you been, young fella?
How's hunting?
Yeah, you got that gigantic 1,000-pound. You eating some of that meat yet? John McJunkin is here. Good Wednesday evening, Sergeant Major, Madam Producer, Sergeant Cece, Midshipman Cece, Kimi Cocoa Puff, Cece family, and the SFMF family. Welcome, McJunkin and crew. Good to see you. Oh, that's right, Candace. Furloughed. How long is it going to last? Do we know on that one? The government shut down. And who shut it down? Why is that? We don't talk politics too much here, but we are going to talk about the Secretary of War because that directly affects all of us and our family members in the military. And if you watched Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War presentation, was very interesting. Meech 247. What do you think about AI pack? I don't know what that is. Am I behind the times? AI as in artificial intelligence? Because that's big. It's coming. It's coming if it's already here. Bruce Wilborg is here. What's up, Bryce? I said Bruce. Bryce Wilborg. Good to see you. Standing by. Jared says he's fine and Danny. Of course, we've eaten some of the meat. Speaking of which, got another hunt in 2 weeks. Where are you going this time, and what are you hunting for? Hot Rod. Where's Hot Rod? I hope he joins us tonight. He was recovering from a bear hunt. He had what looks like about 1,000-pound bear, maybe a little less, but it was a huge, huge bear. Candace, very interesting. You're talking about the Secretary of War's brief presentation to all the generals and senior enlisted. It was great. They were all there. Pretty amazing that they all showed up. Someone else told me, my buddy Silversmith said that they were instructed not to clap after each motivational point. And even when he left, and then when the president came on, it was a meeting. Right? It wasn't for the public, wasn't for the media. Obviously, it was shown, but it was business. It was all business.
Thanks, Cook.
Bryce, at the job, eavesdropping. All right, Bryce, good. Thanks, brother. Thanks for hanging out. Lay Cookie, looking and sounding good. Thanks, brother. I'm telling you, this is, we are without one of the producers. I won't tell you which one. And if you were at the pre-flight, you could probably tell. But we're winging it. We're not even winging it. We're killing it. Jared, Coos whitetail in the Santa Ritas in southern Arizona. All right. Coos whitetail, that's deer. I don't know what coos is. Tell I'm not an avid hunter, but I have hunted. My first one, they made me shoot a cold deer. Right, I was helping thin the flock of those not so stellar deer that are going to be huge 12-point bucks one day. Well, the next one was an 8-point. And it was just for meat. We're getting meat. We're helping him clean out his lease. Clean out the lease. All right. Bat shy chick raisin. I ain't saying it. Jesse James, military today is not the same military I grew up with. Navy brat. I tell you what, Jesse James, that's what we're going to talk about too. One of the Secretary of War's new things is the 90 rule. 2 rules. He's got the 90 rule and the E6 rule. Okay, if it doesn't pass the muster with the E6, when as a platoon sergeant, typically you're an E6 staff sergeant, depending on what branch of service, technical sergeant Air Force. They want to. The Secretary of War wants to 100%. The President of the United States wants to back the small unit leadership, and then go to the 90 rule. In the 90s, our military was the best ever. So let's go back to that. And that's the same. Military today is not the same military I grew up with. You're a Navy brat, so you saw it your whole life, your whole childhood. And it's absolutely not the same. And that's, if you haven't watched it, watch the Secretary of War's presentation to all the generals, admirals, and senior enlisted commanders. I'm sure there's others there, not just generals. All right. Jared said, subspecies of the white-tailed deer. It's the smallest of the whitetail. Ooh, so what are you going to use to shoot? Ain't taking no Win Mag up there, 300 Win Mag. What are you going to take to shoot them little guys and girls? Jay Dilly's here. Put out or get out. You watched it then. That's what it was, he said, talking about tired of seeing fat service members out of shape. Tired of seeing beards, right? You have 1 year. Did he put a timeline on it? You have 1 year to get in shape or get out. 1 year to shave your face or get out. I'm telling you, all common sense stuff that just over the years, especially the last 4 years, have just gotten completely out of hand. Live in Instable. Is that where you are, Erm? Good to see you. Welcome. This is awesome. Crowd's getting more diverse, which is great for all of us. I like to speak with English. Let's hear it. Or I guess read it. I'll read it if you put it out there. We'll see, Jake, if he does or not. Amen, Jay Dealey, right? From the producer. There she is. Jared, I just hope those general officers heard it loud and clear. I do too. And who pointed it out, one of you pointed out, said, you see the front row. I don't know how they seated everybody, but I'm guessing the front row or two were probably the 4-star generals and admirals and all the big time leaders, and those guys were taking notes, man. It just tells me they are listening, right? They obviously they can play back, watch it later, but I was surprised to see that and pleasantly surprised, right? Because I forget everything. And if I don't write it down as it's happening, I'm going to forget it. Maybe some of them are similar, or they just wanted to hit the wave top so they react immediately, right? Which is what the Secretary of War is looking for. All right. AWAS, have you heard of that Velcro stuff such as ripoff? Yeah. Adam East, what's up, guns? Get it. Seems like the DOD is becoming the USMC. I got that sense too, not to be biased, but he talks a lot about the Marines. Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, was saying stuff like, need to get rigorous PT every single day. Like the Marines do the PFT and the CFT, he references the Marines a lot. And that's what it is. The DOD needs to be more like the Marine Corps. I'm telling you, that's years and years, decades of us holding out as much as we possibly could on some of the DEI and the woke and the stuff that has been going on. So good on them. Right, Ken? It's about time. Our military is a clown show, at least the Air Force is. And she's an airman, everybody, retiree, so she can say that. But I agree. I'm telling you, the things I've seen with my own eyes and then online and how these, there was particular, it was airmen in a food court on base, though. It was on base. They had on half their uniform, like their cami pants with some Crocs on their feet. Or females, their hair was down in a ponytail. I think they didn't even have blouse on. They're like boots and utes, but it was more like Crocs and boots. Unreal. At a food establishment, at the food court on an Air Force base, just getting food. And they're just in line with everybody. Nobody said anything to anybody. Where was I too? Just, again, Costco. You looking for a soldier? Go to Costco. Usually they're shopping in uniform. In Canada. So those things need to, that's all common sense stuff that just waiting for somebody like the Secretary of War to come in and hook it up. And there's a couple, I don't come down, but see if there's a comment you wanted me to, somebody said something, was it, I'll see.
John McJunkin?
Yeah, what'd he say?
I think everyone here is on board with the Secretary of War and the Commander-in-Chief.
Good. Everyone there or everyone here on this channel or the United States?
How long do you get to recover from wisdom teeth removal and boot camp?
Oh, yeah, that one. Remind me that I want to read. Jersey said, bless all our heroes in the service. God bless you. Thanks, Jersey, for saying that. Jersey Dion. God bless all of our heroes in uniform.
Right above SMF?
Yeah. How long from P1? How long do you get to recover from wisdom teeth removal in boot camp? Real question. That's real. John McJunkin, make sure your crew is listening to that because they do pull a lot of wisdom teeth in boot camp. I don't know what it is. I never even heard of it. I still have mine, so it's never even on my radar when I went to boot camp, but it happens a lot. And I don't know, 2-3 days. I don't know how long, but they're gonna monitor you. You're gonna be on bed rest. You're gonna have a liquid diet for 2-3 days. And here's how I know, because it was, who remembers what that little can of protein was called? Delicious. It was like a protein shake before protein shakes in a can came out. But it was for those dental procedures that you couldn't eat solid food. And the DIs would have to go pick up cases of it and issue them to the recruit, right, for 3 meals. DIs love those. They were so good because DIs don't have time to sit down and eat, at least in the 90s. Chow Hall used to be different in the 90s. It was chaos. It was like Shark Week every single day in the Chow Hall. It was like Black Friday every meal. It was just chaos. We would just run around thrashing You didn't get much eating done. So the DIs got none. So we would have to go pick up those meals and give them and we would pick them up for ourselves. But 2-3 days, I'm guessing. I don't know. Typically.
OG Street Racers said they gave me 3 days in my unit, MSSG 11 engineers.
3 days. So about 3 days. Good question, though. And again, it was interesting to me how much dental work happens in boot camp. Because better than denying you and making you get that before you come in. So I think it's a good system. If you gotta get them out, you gotta get them out. I got a little bit of dental work in boot camp. Nothing that put me on bed rest, but it happens. I gotta trust in the system.
Dave Dilly said Ensure.
Ensure, those cans of Ensure. Cases, we used to get cases, and they were in boxes back then, like a juice box. No, maybe it was plastic. I don't remember, but they were delicious. Right, DIs lived off them. We couldn't wait till we had a recruit to get his wisdom teeth pulled because we'd all get the extra meals for him. Craig H. I found your channel yesterday. You were my squad leader in 1992 in Hawaii. Get some, Craig H. How are you, brother? Good to see you. Did you go 1992? Was that you went to Somalia with us? Oh, that was 93. Good to see you on here, brother. Welcome. And to give us an update. What are you doing now? And where are you now? How'd you find the channel? Like and subscribe as well. It's everybody like and subscribe if you haven't already. Tap that screen. Awesome. Squad leader in 1992. Just a young buck. I don't look any different, do I? Just can't see or hear or run as good as I used to be able to do all that. Adam E says, I was lucky and extra wise. Had 5 wisdom teeth pulled in boot camp. 5? I didn't even know you had 5. I thought it was just 4. How did you have an extra wisdom? You were extra smart. Actually, they pulled them all out, so where'd that wisdom go? 5? Seriously, I thought there was only 4. 1 top, bottom, both sides. All right, P1. Pluck Jerf 1. I'm 28. Oh, Ploki Jr. Hey, good on you. Good on you, mate. I'm 28 going to boot camp in 2 months. Nice. Dang it.
I didn't want to take the risk of doing it in boot camp. Got them taken out Friday. Still licking my wounds.
All right. Well, good on you. And you're 28. So I think that was a good decision on your part to not do that in boot camp. And you're going to boot camp at 28 years old, which is the cutoff, by the way. But good on you. There's always a waiver. You can go later, older. But good on you. I'm telling you, I don't know what people are telling you about, if we talked about it on here yet or not, but going to boot camp that old, and of course, you asked me, that's still very young, but at that age, you're going to be an asset to not only your platoon, but your drill instructors. Use your maturism, is that the right word? Your maturity, and help the drill instructors. You're going to have 17, 18, 19-year-old kids. Yes, they're adults, they're men. But they're going to look to you for your maturity. They're going to see you got it. You're holding it together better. You know this is something you just got to go through for 3 months. You're going to survive it. You can do it. All those things that they're going to doubt being at that age. You're going to be homesick as heck. And you will experience all that as well, just not on the same level as a 17-year-old. So good on you, brother. Keep us posted.
Can you see Craig's real quick?
And stay with us. Craig H.
Yeah.
A second one. Did I miss one?
Yeah. Is yours moving?
It is. I see the only difference.
Yeah.
Okay, Craig H.
We'll go back there.
One of my squad members, Lance Copa Hacker. The only difference were the caterpillar eyebrows. You knew me as Lance Copa Hacker. I went on leave, and you guys went to Somalia. Mayo, Geddix, Elvik. Everyone was gone when I got back. That's right. Holy cow, that's a crew right there. Mayo, Geddix. Still, I've talked to Geddix a couple times. Elvik, haven't heard from it in a while. I remember you, Lance Copa Hacker. Wow. We took off without you. Never leave a man behind. What'd you do after that? Man.
That's cool.
That's cool. Very cool. Anonymous. Those silver hatches and yellow footprints will be a great memory.
Don't forget.
Forever. Never forget that. I don't remember the silver hatches as a recruit. To this day, I don't know why when I saw him, and it's a famous photo, and obviously as a drill instructor, and of course I remember today, I try to think back. The yellow footprints, and Randall knows, the yellow footprints where they are now were somewhere else when we went to boot camp. Bryce Wilborg, I have gold courtesy of United States Navy.
In his mouth?
And MCRD, is that what that means? I have gold, courtesy of the Navy at MCRD Hollywood. Yeah, so I do too. Good on him. And I remember when she told me, I think she even told me you can have gold, silver, and I don't even remember making a decision. She gave me gold, courtesy of MCRD as well. Bryce, good on you.
Polly Junior one. What was it? Polky.
Oh,
He's been here before, just so you know.
Plucky Jr. Yes, yeah, I remember seeing him.
Keep going.
Combat medic, good evening. We love our combat medics and our corpsmen. Get some doc. Do they call you doc as a combat medic, or do they just say medic? That's Army. Don Seloth, era. Jay Dilly, that's awesome. Brandon Graham, hello. I have done 500 pounds today. You've done what with 500 pounds today? Anonymous, silver hatches is when you get off That's the receiving in PI. Same in San Diego. We have the same silver hatches through this portal walks the America's Finest or whatever it says above it. They're in San Diego as well. I just don't remember it in boot camp, but they're there. They've been there for decades. They were probably there when I went through. I just don't remember. A couple other things on my mind, like what the hell am I doing here? Same though. Silver hatches is PI. They're in San Diego. Just a different location, and it has the same statement across the top. John, just want to thank you for your service, brother. Thank you, brother. Appreciate your support and your service. Love from the UK. Awesome. Great to have you. Silver Enigma, Jesus is real. Amen, brother. Of course he is, says Jay. God is good all the time. All the time. John McJunkin, it was my honor. Combat medic doc, good.
You want to hear what John McJunkin said?
Oh, yes.
I think I got put on bed rest or went sick bay commando due to a cold sore. 2-week recovery process. I probably could have gotten a month off training had I told them I had acne.
Light duty commando is what I'm hearing. You had a laminated light duty chit, John McJunkin. Don Sabbath. I'm the third of my family to walk Paris Island and pray deck. Hurrah. Grandfather fought in Iwo Jima. Uncle fought in Vietnam, and I followed their lead in 2001. You fought in Iraq and Afghanistan. God bless your whole family. Semper Fi to them all. If they're still around, give them a hurrah. If not, when you pray for them, give them a hurrah. That's awesome. Third generation Marine. We're working on a second generation right now. Well, we already have. Craig H. My oldest son has been in 12 years and is Chief Warrant Officer 2, stationed in Quantico. Youngest son did 4 years in Artie and got out. That's awesome. Representing, that's patriotism that we never got to the last two shows. Patriotism right now, or right there, right in front of our eyes. That's awesome. I wanted to see Randall's. It didn't. No, that's... we try to have Alpha Company 3rd CEB reunion. Craig. Yeah, we tried to have Alpha Company 3rd CEB reunion years ago, but there was little interest. I'm only in touch with Laughlin still. So I'm thinking I may have heard about that. I don't know if it was the one a couple years ago. Like a long time ago I heard about it, and I don't remember where I was, where I couldn't go. I think it might have been in, I don't know what state I was in, but I couldn't make it. Randy says, I finished up PT, physical therapy, so fully here now. I remember the yellow footprints at MCRD San Diego, but nighttime. Not sure of the exact location, but a long time ago. So Randy, again, same, and it changed from the time we were recruits, you and I, to 6 years later when I became a drone instructor. They moved those yellow footprints to where they are currently today. And again, it's so much going on, and it was at night. We always come, I think they always bring them in at night, and it always rains. Anytime a bus comes full of new recruits, it's raining and it's dark, and they drive you around MCRD in circles so you don't know how to get out. Your head's down. Do they even still do that? I remember as soon as I got on the bus from the airport, it was happening. Right hand, right knee, left hand, left knee, head down, lower. You're sitting there. You couldn't see nothing. Bus took off. And I remember stopping at the gate. You hear it's pouring rain, the squeak of the brakes on the old bus. Then we get on base and drove forever, like another 45 minutes on base. Then we stopped. Right, squeaking on the brakes again. Just waiting, no one saying a word, kind of trying to look around, but your head's down. And then head and eyes closed. I probably even fell asleep. But then the drone instructor comes on and all hell breaks loose. Remember, we all got off. You get on the yellow footprint. You're trying to listen. You have your bag that the recruiter gave you. I just don't remember the yellow footprints, but they're in a different spot now. All right. McJunkin, I think that the Sergeant Major and others are here. Realize that I'm throwing some humor at my own experiences and expense. I hope so too, McJunkin. We do. We mess around a lot. Someone's going to come on here for the first time and thinking, man, what kind of turd was It's John McJunkin. I know you're a good leader by just what you do today, McJunkin. So I'm glad you still have that humor bone in your body and you keep it alive. Appreciate you. Randy says, never get out of training. It keeps you there longer. I never wanted medical unless we all did. Same, boot camp. Boot camp, not a threat, not a, just a be aware of in boot camp. When you get an injury, make sure you get it looked at ASAP. You don't want to hide it, and those shin splints turns into something where it does get you dropped back. Blisters are a big one. Blisters turns into, they get infected, right? And you try and take care of it yourself, it gets infected, and then now you're out of training. And if it becomes too many days, you miss too many days, I think it's 3 days of training, they got to drop you back. So get your injuries looked after. All right. The days have turned into years. More from Don Sabbath. I remember when I landed at the airport. I got off the plane and there were drill instructors at the airport. Wow. Ours wasn't. That's cool. I wonder if they do that. I don't think they still do that today. When did you go through, Don? I think it should be like that because we were still ours was and I think I'm imagining this because I've seen them at the airport of San Diego. It's a Marine in Charlie's with the soft cover on, garrison cover, and he's just rounding them up. He's got a clipboard. He's calling names, and the recruiter tells you look for the Marine, and he'll look like this, and it's still pretty hard. Get on the bus, check your name off, and cool and quiet. I don't even remember if he rode the bus with us. I think he followed behind us in a van. Very cool. I remember when I landed at the airport, I got off the plane. Oh, yeah, they're drill instructors. Be aware of aqua velva. Some good stuff. Smell good. Yeah. John Woodfin, how you doing, brother? We had USO Marines at Savannah Airport. Really, USO Marines? Or because the USO they have like volunteers working there. Some Marines probably hanging out in the USO, eating, getting all the geedunk from them while they waited for you. At Aqua Velva and Bulldog. You remember Bulldog for the smell good? Did that come after? But I tell you, if you haven't been anyone on here, if you have not been back to either MCRD, Paris Island or San Diego as after you graduated, if you haven't gone back, you need to make a trip. You need to go back. And if you don't know anybody, you're not going to be able to get in the barracks, but check with protocol and get a tour. Because even going back as a drill instructor, walking in the squad bay for the first time was, right, the smell just kind of made the hair on the back of your neck stand up, and then you hear a drill instructor and you already locked it up, and he's talking to his boys, and he says, all right, ears, and you want to click, open, sir. It's a feeling, again, that the smell and the just feeling. I don't know, you can't even explain it. You got to go back. Being on MCRD was cool. I did that a couple of times after boot camp, but I never stepped foot inside the squad bay again until I was bird dogging as a drill instructor. Because after DI school, or during DI school, you do a couple of days bird dogging. That just means you're observing. You're in charge. You're in the uniform of the day, same as the drill instructors, just without a campaign cover. So you're walking through with the garrison cover. When we went through as bird dogging, we had to have our hands behind our back wherever we went. We had to walk to make sure we weren't trying to pretend to be a drill instructor yet, just to ensure that we weren't doing anything. And remind me about Pete Hexeth, what he said about boot camp, about hands-on. But you bird dog, you walk around and just observe everything that's taking place. And doing that, again, I'm telling you, this a feel that goes through your body. A little bit of fear, but more, wow, I used to be here I used to be one of those guys right there, looking lost as heck. Craig Yates says, I didn't see him my first day until he came screaming on the bus when we arrived. Same. We all wondered what the hell we just did to ourselves. I think it can be about 99% of us on here said the same thing. I said it multiple times over and over. And I went on a buddy program with somebody. I even asked him, after I asked myself, what the hell am I doing here? I asked him, bro, what did you get me into? Right? He was the one who got me to sign up with him on a buddy program. Man, the smell of new uniform issue. Even that, every now and then throughout my career, when I bought a new set, you smell that. You're like, oh, it reminds me of boot camp. Crazy. Jared, hasn't been on MCRD since 91. I'm telling you, you got to make it back. You got to. You got to make it back. Thanks, Doc. Look at Doc in action always. John Woodfin. Boot camp obviously sucked, but it was awesome because it built you back up. Now, ITB, that was awful. Infantry Training Battalion. Because now you're a Marine. Now you can be thrashed just a little bit more, right? No more. There's more they can do to you at ITB. Steve, do they still have Robin Sage? I don't know what that is. Go back to your roots. Just visiting is amazing. Great memories. Hard memories, but good. And again, as someone already mentioned, as bad as boot camp sucked, I mean, that's what they do. That's what drill instructors do. Completely break you down to nothing and then build you back up to a basically trained Marines. And to do that in 3 months, pretty amazing, right? What drill instructors do in 3 short months that some of us have destroyed our life for the past 18 years, right? They're getting rid of all that, stripping you down, right? It's culture shock. That's what I tell recruits going to Poolees that are getting ready to go. It is going to be culture shock. You can watch as many videos as you want. You can hear stories. Talk to anyone that just graduated. They'd be happy to tell you everyday stuff, everyday life down there. And as a Marine, of course, I can relate to all of it. But as a civilian who's never been, I don't think you can. So it's a culture shock that is completely changes your life, without a doubt. But it's good. Shared misery. That's where those bonds start, right? That's where that brotherhood starts. Jared says, I put fear in a bowl and cover it with milk and then eat it. Get some. Lake Hook, you haven't been there since 86? Wow. That's it. We're going. Well, we're going to make a trip. Let's, producer, if you're on here, can we pick a date? Not this year. This year's crazy already, but we need to go for a Marine Corps birthday and just do an SFMF. We're going to have to go to both. We'll go to Parris Island. We've been there. We are. We're going to make it an annual event. I got to run that by the boss first, but if we could do that, maybe every couple years, something, we got to meet at Parris Island. We got to meet at San Diego and set it up through protocol so we can get inside the barracks. Tim Nichols, shout out to the chat mod. Your work is noticed. Look at that. Getting noticed. From Tim Nichols. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate you. I'm sure it's not easy. It's easy for me because I see every now and then one slips by. And like an idiot, I normally read it. So they're keeping me honest here. Lake Cookie, nailed it. You are old, Jared. 1985. I was 1 year old. Doc was 1 year old when Jared was in boot camp. 86 for Randall too. Really? You guys got to go back. I don't know if it's because I spent so much time in California. We go to graduations whenever we can, whenever we're in the area. You have to go. I'm telling you, just driving around, listening to the recruit, listening to the drill instructors. You see some of the shorts I do, or the DI interviews, just talking to these guys.
John Woodfin, did you miss it?
Tim, I forgot.
No, anyone ever try to drink from a water fountain at boot camp? I made that mistake once.
Funny. I got a story about that.
And then everyone's responding.
I got a story about that. Hold on, look at Xavier.
Said, what's a water fountain?
What's a water fountain? You mean scuttlebutt? Scuttlebutt it is. Vibo, Xavier, just graduated from MCD, graduated from MCT, Marine Combat Training now. I am in Schoolhouse 0441. 04. Logistics, I think. Remind us what an 04 is. So, yes, drinking out of a scuttlebutt. And I've told this story before, but bear with me for a minute because this one's good. We were up north. I was a drill instructor. We were up north, just did a hike. And that's when drill instructors on hikes wore the campaign cover. Now they wear their soft cover. Again, one of them woke changes. DIs wore campaign covers. And the rest, obviously, we look like recruits. We have the same pack, everything else, except the cover and the belt. So anyway, we just got back from, I think, our long one, like our 10-miler, some 12-miler. We were wore out. We never let, why this is even a conversation, because recruits don't drink out of the scuttlebutt. The DIs do, right? They got their canteens, their water bowls. So every now and then, though, our senior would let the recruits drink out of it because we had a cold one, too. It was refrigerated. It was kind that you stick your head into the wall right outside the duty hut. And recruits were instructed they had to sidestep by it. We did that so they could look at it, but they couldn't drink out of it. Yes, it's a little bit of hazing. So after this particular hike, the senior drill instructor told the boys while they were downstairs, the DIs, we all went upstairs. We started getting ready, getting the house ready, getting ready to accept the boys as they came in the squad bay, still thrashing them. But what we didn't hear was the senior drill instructor said, "Hey, boys, you did good. You can drink out of the scuttlebutt." Because they all came upstairs, and I was already drinking out of it, right, when they were coming upstairs. I was getting a drink, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I feel this tap on my butt. "Let's go, man. Hurry up." From a recruit. And I stopped the water. I'm like, there's no way that just happened. There's no way. I'm dreaming. Wasn't another drill instructor. I could tell by the voice. So I still had my head in there, but I wasn't drinking anymore. He's like, "Let's go." Tapped me a couple more times. And my cover was in my hand, but it was down low. He obviously didn't see it. So I just picked my cover up to right here to where you can see it. And then I slowly turned around, and this dude, the look on his face is priceless. He probably a little shishi down his leg or something. And I just went off. Of course, I thrashed the crap out of him, and I tried to keep them from the scuttlebutt from then on. But it was, come on, man. Hurry up. Try that, recruits. So funny. All right, John McJunkin. Okay. The Poolees are done getting smoked and thrashed by the instructor. So we got some ready to ask questions, and as well as some JROTC cadets and young Marines. With your permission, Sergeant Major, please. I like the beginning already where you said they're done getting smoked and thrashed. I'm glad to hear that they're getting smoked and thrashed. So please, far away. Cece Omerta, thank you for the service. Thank you. Appreciate your support. And if you served, anyone in your family did, thank you for your service as well. I'm telling you, John Woodfin is I don't know if I described it enough, but he saw a ghost. I'm telling you, his eyes were wide, his mouth, his jaw hit the floor. He was like frozen. He didn't know what to do, what to say. And funny, all the recruits around him took off. They disappeared. It was just me and him on the quarterdeck. Perfect spot, because of course I just began. Right, he created a pool of sweat instantly. Got him. Heading out, boys. Everyone stay safe and semper gummy. John, thanks for hanging out, brother. Appreciate you. And we'll be on again Sunday if you got time to hang out. Thanks for being here. What's the weirdest thing you ever saw as a DI? I have one, Zach, that I have a few. But one I do like to share. I'll share that one here in a minute. I guarantee that recruit Marine still tells that story too, Tim Nichols. I bet he does. I would like to hear his version. That would be great to hear how he tells it. Because I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. But I probably did thrash him like extra hard. Because I was offended. Right, I was offended. I was pissed that one, he touched me on the butt, and then did it again because I didn't move fast enough. No, that was great. Oh man, CC, let's go. Good to see you here. Buenos Aires from Argentina, Nicolas Silva. Welcome, brother. Thanks for being here. Random App said the DIs had soda machines at Edson Range recruit barracks. Off limits to us, but we can see them. I don't remember where those were at Edson Range. And funny, I didn't drink soda back then, but one of my seniors would always get us sodas. I'm sure I drank it, but I had one drill instructor that would always put his on the windowsill because he would not drink a cold soda, even as hot as it was. He would wait till it got room temperature and then drink it. I guess it's better for you that way. I don't remember where the soda machine was. Does DI stand for designated insulter? Jared, DI's come up with some interesting names and acronyms and things to say to recruits.
Lay Cook's laughing at dinner because that story.
I'm telling you, Lay Cookie. It's funny. It was funny, but I'm telling you, I was mad. It was probably even funnier at how mad I got. And he's probably thinking, what's the big deal? Well, my bad. I'm mistaken for a recruit. Bailey Johnston. Hey, mate, you are a good brother. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here, Bailey. You are a good brother. O'Connor, let's make America great again. Shout out all the way from Nebraska, United States. We love Nebraska. We just went through there not too long ago. Good friend John Brown and his family, Emma Brown. We had lunch with them. I liked it. I like Nebraska. Rolling Hills is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful area there. Nebraska. It was good. I'm glad we made it out there. All right. God bless America. Combat medic. Good news, but thanks for sharing that. I didn't know they called it. I thought they just would say medic, and I'm sure they do. Medic. You see it in the movies, but good to know they call you doc as well. Hello from Russia. All right, man, all over the place. I hope you guys are really from the places that you say you are, because this is awesome to have so many different countries here.
Randall's explaining where the soda machines are.
Okay, Randall. They were past the head, rain room. Oh, in the hallway just outside the squad bay. Just on the first deck, I'm guessing. They're H barracks.
The bottom deck.
Bottom deck, yeah. So on the bottom deck, that's right. When you went to the sister series. Yeah, huh. I don't think I ever used them. Oh.
Unicorn.
They disappeared. Unicorn. Canada's in the house. Hey, Nick. Good to see you. Greetings from Czechoslovakia. Now, I don't think you guys are just saying, you better be from those countries. Everyone's just thinking of a country. I hope you are. I really do. That's amazing. I don't know what Stryker is trying to say.
You see John McJunkins?
All right, here we go. Depp Poolee Murrieta asks. Here we go. My recruiter said that I may need a waiver for my glasses. Due to them being these new adjustable corrective ones, I'm nearsighted. Good one. Good question, because they're adjustable. I don't know what adjustable corrective lenses. So the
sunglasses and
is it yeah. So is that the ones they dark when you go outside they darken like sunglasses, because we can't wear sunglasses in formation. So I want to think that would be an easy waiver if you ask me. If they happen to, of course, you see a recruit in formation outside with sunglasses on, you're gonna know he's not just chilling. That they are corrective lenses. So I think that'll be easy. Personally, I think that'll be an easy waiver. And those are good, right? That just keeps you from having to change glasses, because try that. You're not going to be able to carry 2 pair of glasses with you wherever you go. So it would behoove the drill instructors or the Marine Corps to allow that. I don't see a problem with that at all.
Jared's asking if they don't issue BC glasses anymore.
They don't. The BCDs, birth control glasses, BCGs, they don't issue those anymore. Now they have nice, cute, wire-framed glasses. I don't know what they have, but they're different. They don't issue those thick, brown,
The producer's saying no
sturdy.
waiver, they'll issue him BCD during boot. That's what the producer said.
Yeah, they do issue you. Yes, you have to wear the issue glasses.
day.
Yeah, they're just different now. They're different. They're not the
The Coke bottle glass.
thick rimmed BCGs. And you ever notice in those old boot camp photos and stuff, you see a white tape right around the center, a big thick white. We used to have them roll their medical tape around to keep them from sliding, sweating, and sliding off. And we'd have them do it on the ears too, and it kind of helps them stay on. Even the ones that didn't need it, because it looked funny too. It's just another way to haze them a little bit. But different glasses. And I did know a sergeant major when I was a young staff sergeant in ESB. If anyone remembers, maybe the producer remembers his name. He was like 6'6" at least. Big dude. In fact, he was so big he had to put his desk on blocks, little 4x4 blocks under each to raise his desk up. That's how big he was. In shape, too. Man, he was in shape. But he got just, whenever he needed new glasses, he would go to medical and get reissued the BCGs. He wore them his entire life. His promotion photos was wearing his BCGs. Gibson? Was it Gibson? I think you guys knew him too. Big dude. His kids played soccer or something. Good guy. He was a great Marine. It's so funny, but he wore them his whole career. Matthew Ali, have you ever worked with Terps in country? Absolutely, 100%. Interpreters, every deployment we had interpreters. Some good ones, some real good ones, and not so good ones. Some that would just disappear out of nowhere. I think those are the crooked ones. But had some great interpreters. Made some good friends with them. Adam East, shoot. I told you about my boot camp range story and just missing range high because I didn't wear my glasses. Shooting coach was pissed because the shooting coach gets recognized for whichever coach has the high shooter. Why did you not? And how'd you just miss it by 1 point if you didn't have your glasses? You imagine if you had your glasses, your name would still be at MCRD right now. Wow. 1 point. What was your score? That's when it was still 250, right? Was a perfect score? Was it the old scoring system or new? I think it's new now. When you went through 17 years, 13 years, 16 years, how long you been in? Duck. Oh, I see. I always wondered why people did that to their glasses. Duck, what's your background? Are you a military vet, Marine veteran, retiree? Most of the channel are Marines, but we have all kinds of services. We have a medic. Still waiting on a Space Force Guardian. Still haven't had one. Menachem Army. Where is Menachem? We haven't seen him yet. Menachem. Ray from Queens. Where you at, brother? Who else? Who else we missing today? Big O. Carrie Ann Marie. Jake. Stacking. Salty. Where's everybody? I hope everyone's doing well.
Oh, yeah, it's Yom Kippur.
Oh, it's Yom Kippur.
Sorry.
Yom Kippur, that's where Menachem is. Mm-hmm. Fasting. Hope you're not hungry. We won't talk about food. By the time you watch this, you'll have eaten. But good on you for sticking with it. That's awesome. Awesome. All right, Alfredo, look, we got a Coastie here. I chose Coast Guard. It was between them and the Marines. I leave in February. What made you choose Coast Guard? And just FYI for everyone, Coast Guard boot camp is the second hardest boot camp. We know the Marine Corps is the hardest, but the Coast Guard, I'm thinking 20 years ago now, you revamped their entire boot camp to match as closely as possible Marine Corps boot camp. Not quite, but they're the closest ones, so it's tough. Be ready, Alfredo, and hang out in this channel. Ask some boot camp questions because they're killing it. Watch the videos,
Matthew
but ask here.
Is asking 05 Ramadi? Were you off route Michigan and north of Highway 17?
Yes, Matthew, I was. Were you on route Michigan hundreds of times? On route Michigan, north of Highway 17, Ramadi, in 05. Yes, I was. I even drove a tank, one of our tanks, down route Michigan. It was abandoned by our guys for whatever reason. We went to recover it.
Oh, he was the interpreter
You were an interpreter there. We couldn't. It was drivable, so we drove. Me and another kid drove it back. I was the first sergeant driving down Route Michigan, and I don't even remember what kind of. It was a troop carrier. It wasn't a tank. It was a AAV or some kind of troop vehicle. But I was. Barbara, thank you for your service. Thank you, Barbara. Appreciate your support. If you serve, thank you for your support. Appreciate you.
You got John McJunkins.
Like Ali, you were an interpreter there. I remember the sniper. Yeah, awesome. And where are you now? Did you already say that? John McJunkin. All right. Poolee Conley asks, when taking our oath of enlistment, do we take it just once or each time we reenlist? Great question. First of all, you take it twice prior to even going at MEPS. Every time you go to MEPS, you take it when you sign the contract. Excuse me. And then every single time you reenlist, you take it again because you're discharged. Before you reenlist, you have to get discharged first, and that's part of the ceremony. I now comment on the Marine Corps. It relinquishes you of all your duties and responsibilities as a United States Marine. Bam, closes that folder, gets a new one, and then reads your reenlistment certificate, and then you do the oath of office again. Yeah, great question, by the way. That's awesome. Some commanders will even have you read your oath of enlistment when you get promoted. I always like doing it. I like doing it, and any officers on here, memorize that. So much more professional when you can say it off memory, right? And you don't have to read your card. Nothing saying you can't read the card just so you get it right, but memorize that. That's kind of cool when officers do. I like that. Connie, I saw my CO. What did?
He saw a CO get promoted to colonel today, and he said the oath.
Wow, very cool. I like seeing those high officer promotions too. Those are always cool to go to. Who said that?
Adam East.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Very cool. Congratulations to him. Yeah, I don't know if you remember. This is from A. I don't know if you remember me, but I asked you a question about my brother being able to attend my wedding like 2 weeks ago. I do remember. What's the status? From A. J Mac. So what do you think of the British Royal Marine Commandos? Says J Mac. Have you ever been overseas with the British Royal Marine Commandos? Yes, I've worked with them, and even at Bridgeport, California, my squad instructor was a British Royal Marine color sergeant. This dude was the hardest mother, you know what, that I have ever worked with, and he thrashed us Marines every day because he could. He was an older dude too, and he would thrash us up and down those mountains in Bridgeport. He was a beast. So what do you think about British Royal Marines? Have you ever been overseas? So yes, they're awesome. I've never been like with a unit, a whole bunch of them, but I've come across them. And they, old Gyrene, there you go, brother. I see you. Hey, SFMF-ers, can't stay tonight. Just checking in and say hi. Stay aggressive. Be safe, but be aggressive. Old Gyrene, thanks, brother. Good to see you. Have a good rest of your week, and hopefully we'll see you on Sunday. Thanks for being here. Billy McCuster, were you kicking doors down in Fallujah? Yes. Did you see me? Kind of why I have a bad neck today. They always call me up. Well, you're big. Can you bust this door down? And the doors weren't that powerful. A lot of them were curtains anyway. But yes, I was.
Sorry.
I found out he's not going to be able to go. No. From A, he can't go to the wedding?
Yeah. Keep going, I think.
Wow. A little more. He's upset because he said it's because he didn't score. And if he ranked, maybe he could have been able to go. He's beating himself up about it. He couldn't score what? I don't remember. Remind me on that. I remember you saying something to that effect that he didn't score well enough. I don't remember what it was for. Man, that's too bad. That really is. Because if his unit can't, I hate when leaders say this, poor leadership right here, we can't afford to let you go. I'd really like to, but who's going to take your spot? Who's going to do your job for 2 weeks, bro? If somebody can't cover me for 2 weeks, you got bigger problems than me leaving for 2 weeks. So poor leadership. But if you had to deal with somebody, said, look, if you score, I'm not too sure. A says, I'm not too sure. Just overheard on the phone. That's what I got from over the call. He didn't score. Maybe he didn't pass something. Maybe that's what it was. If he failed his PFT or rifle, if he went unqualified on something, training's got to be up to speed.
He said there's going to be field training or something too.
Field training, again, you can survive without field training it depends on a lot of things. I don't want to speak for his chain of command, his leadership, but if it's very important, if it's a McCress or something that you got to go on this big hike or something your unit's being evaluated on to be certified to go to combat, that could be real, right? You have to pass this. Every Marine there has to be there, be present, and pass in order to be qualified to go on deployment, possibly. Or if he's not, if his training's not complete, right? If he had to run a PFT, yes, you can go, but all your training has to be up to date. PFT, CFT, rifle, pistols optional, swim qual. If he had gone UNC or didn't qualify, that certainly could be a reason. Yes, you can go on leave if your training is complete, because there's time, there's opportunity. Either way, that's too bad. I got to believe in that situation, from the information we know, I would let him go, and he'd definitely pay the Marine Corps back one way or the other. Man, that's too bad. If it's just your typical field training evolution, not a whole lot. Of course, training is important, but if it's something that he can make up, they should let him go.
I'll read that last comment from him.
Duck says, you ever seen combat, or were you lucky enough to stay out of the heat? Duck, I was lucky enough to see combat. That's why I joined, to see combat. Plenty of it. A says, yeah, I understand. Just wanted to let y'all know. Thank you for helping me understand more. Yeah, again, tough. That's tough. And, at the end of the day, hopefully it doesn't sound cold-hearted. He can reschedule, right? If they love each other, they can reschedule the marriage. Wait, his marriage? His own? A's friends. Oh, he can't come to your wedding. That's right. Yeah, don't change it. In today's technology, zoom them in, right? Record it. I'm sure you're going to record it and show it anyway. That's too bad. Sorry to hear that. Not cool. Quell, trail, boys, if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, it's not cool that they're not letting them go. Oh. The flag?
Yeah.
Eagle? I see it. Oh, no.
He's talking about the tattered flag.
Oh.
Violating heraldry standards.
Oh.
If you're making a statement about US, just skip it, whatever.
Yep. So,
David Bryant, haven't heard from him.
yeah, David Bryant. Where's David Bryant at? Oh, then look at there's Michael's Drones. What's up, Michael? Good to see you. David Bryant, we haven't heard from this evening as well. Hope he's doing okay. Remember he had a little scare. It's been a couple weeks now. We have talked to him since, and he's been on. So, David, hope you're doing well. Hope to see you on here again soon. Michael's Drones, RCs, and Knives. What's up, my friend? Good to see you. Glad he could be here. Those of y'all haven't checked out his channel, check it out. Check out A&C Metalworks. You look at that fine work behind me. He's got 2 M4s. I'm going to call them M4s, Mike. I think you called them something else. They look like my M4 in combat, so I'm going to order one of those soon. Once we settle up, but don't think I forgot. Once we settle up, I'm going to order one of those. And where you put USMC, of course, I want SFMF. John McJunkin. Dep Poolee Yom asks, I took my ASVAB, got a 90. Nice. Very good. My recruiter told me that MEPS said I'm good to go as well. In 2 weeks, just have some family separation anxiety. Is that normal? Yes. Although some family separation right now would be pretty good. Just kidding. Just kidding, everyone. Yes, of course it is. I'm guessing you're 17 or 18. You're young, and this may be the first time you're leaving. I had a very loving family, a little dysfunctional. Any of my family members are on right now, but I had the same very loving family. Did everything together. And as much of a bad mother jammer I thought I was, I missed them. Right, the night before we left, we stayed up all night. The recruiter came at like 3:30 in the morning, but we were all feeling that. I got siblings, my parents, friends, stayed up all night because it's still, no matter what, even if you've been away on some sports field trips or been to camp, it's different. This is 3 months, and there's going to be no communication, especially with today's communication capabilities. You're not going to have any of that, right? You're going to get a phone call when you get there. Maybe in about 6 or 8 weeks, you might get another phone call, and then right before you leave, whatever. But letter writing, make sure you know how to address an envelope and write a letter, right? Kids don't do that nowadays anymore. So memorize your mailing address and write. So having that separation anxiety, 100% real, and you're not the only one. 99.9% of every recruit in your platoon is going to have the same feeling. Some just deal with it differently, right? There's recruits cry. At night, you're going to hear them. There's family separation. If you're going to San Diego, as those planes take off, you're like, good God, I wish I was on that plane going back to somewhere, just out of here. So it is normal. Good to go as well in 2 weeks. So in these next 2 weeks, make them count. Right? Spend as much time with your family as you can. And family, tell your family, look, you're not going to write them every day. You're probably going to want to. You're not going to have time, but write as much as you can. Tell them to be patient with you. But it's absolutely normal. But it's not a bad thing, right? It reminds you to appreciate the stuff you have at home and family, and it can bring you tighter. Imagine this. Imagine the recruits that aren't going to have family separation anxiety, the ones who desperately want to get out of their house. So you're going to have a wide spectrum of feelings in boot camp, and you're going to be a part of it. You're going to hear recruits at night. They're going to be sad. They're going to be crying. And then you're going to hear motivation. Some recruits don't even go home after boot camp. So it's huge. And then when you get there, when your family comes to graduation, man, what a great feeling. All right. Joshua Payne, you better lock it up. Sorry I'm late. I hope everyone has their bodies locked. You owe some burpees, 22 burpees. You can do 22 burpees, can't you? Let's see. What's up, Jimmy White? Randall Knapp. Did you ever meet a Sergeant Major A. Reese? Sergeant Major Reese. Served at MCRD San Diego. Reese. I do. Tall, skinny, dark green Marine. Black dude. Reese. It sounds so familiar. Was he the battalion sergeant major at the time? I think so. I guess you get to have a new family in the Army. Yeah, you're leaving one family and joining your new family because you're going to be family. You're going to be close to your fellow recruits, your new family, eat, sleep, you know what, together 24/7 for 13 weeks straight. You're going to have a new family. In San Diego, it was every 30 seconds of, I wonder where the plane is going, or I wish I was on that one. Yeah, as you miss a step into the planes will throw you off. 22 plus 1 for the Corps. Joshua, you got it. Hurrah. Eric Green is here. What's up, Eric? Good afternoon, family. Said I keep leaning forward into it. Maybe that's why. I can't put my lips on it. What's up, Eric Green? Good to see you, brother. J Mac, Matthew Ali, 22s AS are the best of all SF out there. We're talking Special Forces, 22s and 22 AS. So what do you know about Regiment UK Special Forces from a vet UK era? Randall Knapp. Yep. Kelly Maria Tovar, good evening, Sergeant. Good evening to you. Thanks for being here. Craig H., when did I get out? It's been a while. I've been out for a while. I don't even know.
I just got a membership. Thanks, Randall.
10 years? 12 years? 13 years? It's been a while, Craig. 12 years. 2012. Retired. How about you? Randall Knapp, look at you. Sent 5 SFMF gift memberships. Hot Rod. Hot Rod. You better get on, Hot Rod. I'll text you right now if I wasn't using my phone. Hot Rod got one. Oxygen. Frank J. John Paul Pagano. That's 4. I only saw 4. Good on it. Thank you, Randall. Appreciate you, brother. And those, again, memberships. If you have a membership, first of all, thank Randall Knapp. You probably got it from him. If you decide to purchase one on your own, it's $1.99. What we do so far, one, your name changes to green. You get stars for however long you've been a member, and the color changes for however long you've been on. But what we've been doing recently, about a month now, few weeks, is we pre-flight with our members. You get to see the behind the scenes setup, the chaos that goes on behind the scenes prior to setting up. And we just kind of talk story a little bit before we go Gen Pop. But we made it happen tonight. One of our producers is chilling right now. Where is she? She's chilling hard. Not really. She's working hard. But we got it. Thank you, Randall. Appreciate you. Randall is the man, Doc. You're right. Nailed it. All right. Is it still too close? All right. I'll stay back here. How's that sound? All right. From John McJunkin's crew. Dep Poolee Lavelle asks, are we allowed to pray during lights out? Just amongst ourselves even? Or do we have to stay in our racks? Great question. Once you hit the rack at night, once the lights are out, you must stay in your rack. Now, do you make head calls in the middle of the night? Does that happen? Excuse me. Yes, it does. If you got to go, you got to go. Don't pee on yourself because you're not supposed to get out of your rack. That's pretty much the only thing you should do outside of your rack is make a head call. Once you're down there for a while, you know if you got to get up and remember you didn't lock your foot locker or something, you got to do something, get up and do it. There are fire watch, 2 recruits at both ends of the squad bay that are up 24/7. You'll be one of them. So if you need to pray at night, and I guess unless you're Muslim or something and you have to point east and you have to be on the ground, if you have to do something specific, I would run that through the drill instructor. It's not going to be easy, but run it through your drill instructors, or you might even have a lay leader recruit as your religious recruit, or ask the chaplain. But you definitely can pray inside your rack, right? Even if you have to get up on your knees and face east, whatever your religion is, you can do all that from your rack. But you definitely, and that's when people start praying. Once you get to boot camp, those who never prayed before, you're going to start praying, right? All of a sudden, they find Jesus quickly in boot camp. Which one, William? William Roman. Just enlisted into the Corps and 2 weeks AG. Can't wait. 2 weeks ago. Nice. Congratulations. Welcome to the family. We'll welcome you more once you go to boot camp. But good on you. Congratulations. Tough decision. Glad your family's on board with it, if they were, but they must have. If you're underage, they had to sign for you. But good on you. Congratulations. You're going to love it. And you're in the perfect spot. This crowd is amazing. Our crew here will get you ready every step of the way. Except we won't be there when you step on the yellow footprints, but we'll get you ready as best we possibly can. So hang out. Good to hear. All right. Someone's going to MSG?
Got it?
No. Why? Every time you leave, it won't do it for me. Benjamin Cuevas, Fox 27. Love 27. Sergeant Major Barrett, 27 for a while. Big fan. Here representing, I want to see Eric Greens.
Okay.
My son has 4 more weeks of ITB, then he goes to MSG. Awesome. Lucky. Man, I want to do MSG. Good to hear, Eric. Benjamin Cuevas, Fox 27, representing greetings to all warriors who have served their country in the United States and every other country in the world. Greetings, warrior. Thanks, Benjamin. Same to you, brother. That's awesome. Love 27, even though it's in 29 pounds. Enemy's very cool, Eric. I hope I hope he passes the school. There are a lot of drops. Get your passport ready so you can go visit him. Very cool. Adam East, tell us about the what do they call it? Evals? Peer evals. I heard that's a hard one in MSG. So as much as you got to be a team player. I don't remember the full story. I'm gonna probably butcher it, but I had known a Marine that didn't pass. He got booted at the peer evals because he wasn't a team player, and he's hard as nails, man. This dude was all over it. Thought no way in heck he would not pass, but he got slammed on peer evals because he was selfish, right? Worried about himself. He was first in everything that he did in school, but he's leaving his buddies behind. Is that still a thing in MSG school? Interesting. Jared nailed it right there. Drill instructors like being tickled. The band hammer, just so you're on the verge of being banned.
Trigger word tickled.
Maybe that's why I was so mad, because that recruit tickled me from behind. But I think you're right. I think drill instructors do like tickle torture, they call it, right? Tickle torture. Look at from a human, semper fidelis, devil dog. Semper fi to you, brother. Human, fellow human. Emmy asks, when do families get their Marine photos in basic training? It's a good question. After? How long after? We didn't leave with them. Did it get sent to us? The yearbook, too.
I think we went there and got it. I don't know.
I think we did pick up her. Did we pick them all up? So they should be ready. Yeah, I think that's why you don't get a lot in the yearbook. You don't get a lot of like third phase, because they do. I think they pretty much, anyone know? When they prepare. So I think we went home with hers, right? Her boot camp photos and her yearbook when USMC Cece went. In fact, where is USMC Cece? She's not here. Anybody know when you get your photos and yearbook and swag?
Jared said, don't ban him.
All right. Close one. Look at Andreas Mogensen, Commander ISS. Hello from the International Space Station. Is that real? Are you really in NASA? Any Space Force members there? And if there are, can you please tell them to get on this channel as well? We haven't spoke with a Space Force Guardian yet. We're still waiting. It's been a while. And they've been around for a while. Couple years now? How long has it been?
What?
Space Force. Time flies. I'm guessing like 5 years now. I don't know. All right. Eric Green right there says you pick up your photos at graduation. Thanks, Eric. Good on you. Again, I think that's why in boot camp or in those books, there's not a lot of third phase pictures, because they want to get the books ready, prepared for you. I can't see.
Everyone's saying graduation.
Graduation.
What do you mean?
And someone's talking about you, Kimi.
Yeah, it's Jared. He said the giggles sound a lot like me. That is me.
Adam East. Weekly, they're rough. You can get dropped. You can get dropped off them. The peer evals we're talking about at MSG school. How important is that? I like that. I think it's good, because again, it's, the squad leaders. Your squad leader looks the best. His uniform inspection, room inspection, old IG inspection. He's top notch. But first Marine you look at that belongs to him does not. How is that possible? What kind of selfish leader is that? Take care of your troops first. So I like that in MSG school, Adam East. Let me know what you think. I think that's good to be. You got to be a team player as well. Randall Knapp said photos and yearbook the day before graduation, after graduation. So along that same time, they don't try to send them to you, which is good. I guess some people don't. Their home of record may change. They're gone. They would like to see. I think it's good that they get them right after graduation. Jared, I should not make jokes like that. Some silver bullet may go around tickling the eyes. Silver bullet. You had to talk about the silver bullet. What are the evals meaning? Peer evals. So I think they Adam East, you maybe can speak on them a little more, but where you rate your peers, right? In probably categories. I've never seen one, but I've heard about them. But I'm assuming you have to of your squad, who's the best team player, who's the best physical fitness, who helps out the most, who they probably have some scientific questions on there that help the instructors evaluate if you're a good fit for MSG duty, right? I'm sure tons of research went into the questions, but it's your peers are writing about you. Yeah, he's good. He helps out. He's not. She did this and he does that, but this guy is. They're just giving their personal opinion. But if there's a pattern, every single person in that same platoon writes the same thing about the same guy. That's something that definitely has to be looked into. What did Duck say? If you had to pick something?
A different pick. If you had to pick a field other than Marines, what would it be?
Duck asked, if I had to pick, me personally, if I had to pick a field other than the Marines, what would it be? You mean a branch of service other than Marines? Knowing what I know now, I wouldn't. I would have became a firefighter like I was kind of like my second choice, or a mail carrier. I always wanted to be a mail carrier too. But knowing what I know now, I couldn't. I mean, I could serve in another branch of service, but I wouldn't. That's just me. I couldn't. Eric Green, he's a platoon leader and has been since he started IPT. Eric Green's son, getting it. Awesome. Jerry, well then probably don't call them silver bullets anymore. I'd be old in a few years. I don't know if they do or not. I think they do. Silver bullet. Adam East, they still call them that, silver bullet. Just so those of you that don't know, that's the hydration process when you're dehydrated. You're on a hike, you're on a run, and you go, I can't even say the word that, I don't know the terminology when you're doing the dying cockroach. You're on your back and you've passed out or something. You need the quickest way to hydration is through you know where. And it's a silver bullet that, where you at, combat medic? Any docs in here? I got to believe they still call it the silver bullet though. Jared, oh no, bottle of Listerine. I declined, got punched in the gut, but another recruit imbibed and got sick. I got the better deal. Never had a silver bullet, if that's what you're talking about. I only got punched one for saying I don't care to a DI. Bad idea. Another bad idea is to try and high five your drill instructor. I got tricked into that. It was our final PFT. I was the guide. Just finished the PFT, and it was a crunch. So I don't do crunches anymore, but 80 crunches used to be a perfect score way back. 80 crunches in 2 minutes, or 80 sit-ups. And they're crunches now. 80 sit-ups, of full sit-ups. I'm talking with your fingers interlocked behind your head, knees touching. So it's a little harder than the crunches today. Crunches are easy. But as soon as I finished doing my crunches, hold on, Doc Holliday, you're the man. Let's get after it, Devil Dogs. Appreciate you, Doc. Always 100% amazing. Appreciate you. Thank you. And look at there's Joey Gonzalez, Golf 2-5, Retreat Hell. We just got here. Good to see you, brother. Man. Silver bullets weren't Marines in receiving week. Thanks, Doc. Appreciate you. Joey, good to see you. 2-5, Retreat Hell.
Emmy wants to know, does anyone know what phase they are in at 3 weeks?
3 weeks still first phase. Yeah, 3 weeks in boot camp. You're still in first phase. They're about a month each, first, second, and third phase. It balances out to 13 weeks, right? The first week is receiving, but it's 13 weeks, and so he's still in first phase. So you probably haven't heard from him yet. Randall Ness, I don't care. Yeah, you don't say I don't care to your drill instructor. Mine was I try to high five the senior drill instructor. He was watching me do the crunches, right? And it was getting down to the wire, and I got 80 and I stopped, but he's like, keep going. Still had time, so I did a couple more. And, you stand up and you get to ready. They write your score on your hand. Pull-ups, they write score on your hand. Crunch, sit-ups, you do. And he said, "Did you do it? Did you get it? First class, first class?" I said, "Yes, sir." He's like, "Good job." And he motioned to high five. I'm like, "Oh, this is cool. I get to high five my senior drill instructor." Went to high five him. I was all my full body exposed. And he said, "You don't high five drill instructors around here. I don't know who you think you are." Gave me a good reminder that you don't high five the drill instructor. So I said, "Fist bump, can we get nothing?" He gave me nothing. Yes, Emmy, 3 weeks is still first phase. Had sit-ups, a time limit, like 80 in a minute. It was 2 minutes, but it was 80 sit-ups. It was full sit-ups. Now it's still 2 minutes, but it's crunches, and 100 is a perfect score. Still, never had a problem with the sit-ups or crunches. God bless you, Doc, 100%. Yeah, I don't care. It didn't fly for a single second. Can't imagine. 2562 area, San Mateo. That's right. 25. Ali, you know the whole area. Did I ask where you are now, what you're doing now? Ali? Emmy. He is in 3227 Kilo Company, graduate on 12th of December. Good, it'll be home for Christmas. 10 days, that'll put him at December 22nd. I'm guessing they're going to be a couple more days, so he's home for Christmas, hopefully. But needs of the core, so maybe not. Back to Emmy, Kilo Company. Kilo 3rd Battalion, 3rd, thumping 3rd. It changes over the years, I'm guessing, but 3rd Battalion was the era battalion. I was in my company, 3rd Battalion. 1st Battalion was drill, right? Always did best in drill. 2nd Battalion, and this is my time as a drill instructor. 2nd Battalion was soft. We just talked about 2nd Battalion, and they're yellow, so mellow yellow. 3rd. No hugs or high fives in boot camp. Sad to say. I think a recruit every now and then needs a good hug from his drill instructor. Adam East, yes, in a 2-minute, 45-second plank. That's right. There is no crunches at all. No sit-ups, no crunches. Now it's a plank. 2 minutes and 45 seconds, which I got to say is pretty easy. Not easy, but it's definitely doable. I think the time should increase. Matthew Ali. Now it was 0311, 0321, 0369, and then what was the last one? It disappeared.
0372.
0372. All of them. All the 03s. Ali, good on you. Joe Gonzalez. I ate a cookie in front of my DI in 3rd phase. Did you see it again after? Did he make sure you spit it out? Stephen W. Just joined the chat. Thank you for your service. What did you make of Secretary Hegseth and President Trump's address to the top military brass the other day? Stephen W. That was yesterday, and I just watched it today right before the show. I had a good buddy said, "Bro, you got to watch this. The Secretary of War is on fire." I watched it, and I agree. The Secretary of War is on fire. I think that's all common sense stuff that is how the military used to be. What happened over the past decade, it's gone to crest, specifically the last 4 years. No more fat service members, no more DEI hires, merit, based on merit only. Talked about boot camp. Yes, the drill instructors and drill sergeants, instructors are going to put hands on the recruits that need it. They're going to swear. They're going to do all the things that they do to train the best of the best in an elite fighting force. That's how it used to be. That's what he was talking about. That was all just common sense stuff to me, like a breath of fresh air. I didn't, the clip I watched only, it stopped at Pete Hegseth. I didn't get to see President Trump's side, but I liked it. I did it again. But that was good. I mean, I want to watch it again. I sent it, or I didn't send it to my family yet, but I'm going to. Everyone should watch it. Every service member, everyone getting ready to join the services should watch it. And the generals in the front row taking notes. Perfect. All right, Doc Holliday. So I mentioned being a father of young ladies. Would you mind giving? It's it's too far up, Doc. There's so many comments, which is a good thing. Motivate and carry with her, Marine style. There's just one sentence I'm missing. Can you pull it down? Doc, put it up there one more time, please. Put it up there again.
Her name's Jasmine.
Put it up there again. There's so many comments. It's in the cyberspace now.
Someone said,
Joey Gonzalez said the cookie came out on the court. I'm telling you, it's too many. Right, Randall Knapp. Higher standards increases recruitment, especially quality recruitment. Right, the beardies. I'm sure a lot of people got offended by that. Those two Army guys I saw come out of, was it Costco? Both full beards. So
Stephen W. said, extremely well said. Thank you, sir. He's the one that asked about that.
yeah, I agree. Thank you.
Docs is coming.
Doc's is coming. Sorry, Doc. A little man handling speaks volumes. And of course, they're going to watch for, hazing and anything that is unnecessary. Oh, here it is from Doc Holiday. So, Major, being a father of young ladies yourself, would you mind giving my daughter a little motto message, something strong and motivating she can carry with her, Marine style? Her name's Jasmine. 100% Jasmine. Here we go. And funny, everyone says, even probably to my daughters, your dad's a sergeant major. Oh my God, he must be chaos at home, and your rack is made tight. And first of all, I never brought any of that stuff home. I was a dad first, right? First and foremost, 100%. And we just wanted, as a team, my wife and I, just to provide the best possible life for our daughters. And we also want them to never quit or give up on anything they do. And that was, and Kimi Cocoa Puffs, I tell a story about her. One of her coaches was brutal. And it was like she didn't want to play anymore. I was like, what? This is everything to you. Soccer is everything. She was young, and it was just, you get that feeling for a while. And we said, sure, finish the season, and then you can decide then. But you don't quit. You don't quit. We didn't raise quitters. We're not quitters. We continue. Start what you finish, 100%. Years later, got a full ride scholarship to college on soccer. I tell the story to recruits and cadets and say, can you imagine if we said, oh, honey, that's okay. If you want to quit, go ahead and quit. How does that set you up for life?
Sorry, what message is it?
The message is never quit or give up.
I know. Sorry, what message does it send?
Oh, yeah. What message does that send? That you can quit. If something's hard, you can quit. Then it would have just been soccer. But what would that relate to later? What message would that send to her later on in life? Work is hard. My boss is a jerk. Quit. Don't get into that mindset. Quitting is not acceptable. And being in JRTC since I retired and working with young men and women, that seems to be okay. Oh, honey, it's too hard. Math is too hard. Let me get you in an easier math class. So you just got to take math to check the box. No, it's not okay, because it develops something worse later on in life. A thief. You got to hammer a thief, and if it's a little kid just stealing a candy bar from his friend, and hold him accountable, because it's not okay. Today it was a candy bar. Later on it could be something bigger. All those lessons learned as a young adult, as a young child, you're forming your life at that early age, right? And I had recruits and had cadets quit, even a recruit as a drill instructor. I can't do this anymore. This is not for me. I want to go home. No, yes, you can. You can complete. You finish your 4 years, and then you decide. You don't quit. How bad do you want it? And it's a mindset. Don't you think all of us on here have done things we didn't want to do, but we didn't just decide to quit, right? You have to finish what you started. Finish what you started. And then it's a mindset. I always take this back to oh God, it's Monday. Here we go, Mondays. You just made Monday bad. Wake up like this. Here we go, Monday. Start the week out. Let's get after it. It's a mindset that you have positivity, right? I used to ask the recruits and the cadets and whoever I was working with or for, do you think I ever get unmotivated? Right? Do you think I ever have bad days? They're like, no, you never have bad days. Wrong. I got plenty of bad days, but I'm not going to let anyone see it. It's going to look like I'm motivated every single day. Even as a drill instructor, little hint, secret to everyone right now, and where's JTB? I used to crawl out the window because I didn't want the recruits to think I ever went home. Being a drill instructor, being a Marine was my life, every single minute of every single day. So the motivation I wanted to provide for them. And it's a mindset. We all have bad days, all of us. I won't even tell you about the day I had yesterday. The last 24 hours, right? Thought about not even doing tonight's show. But what kind of leadership is that? What kind of motivation is that? You have to push through. You have to jump in a freezing cold river and pretend like it's a sauna. If those of you remember my story in Bridgeport, I was a squad leader for that day, and somebody had to cross the river to put up the one rope bridge. Easily, I was a squad leader. I could have picked anyone. They would have had to have done it. Instead, I did it myself. Froze, you know what. But after I did, another Marine got in. I'll do it with another Marine got in, and it became a motivation, that kind of a rite of passage to get in that frozen river, a bridge where only one person had to do it. But it takes that right mindset to be willing to do the, not do as I say, not as I do as I do. Right? Lead from the front. I'm telling you, basic leadership 101. That's what the Secretary of War is talking about today. Lead from the front. Do all the right things. Develop a lethal fighting force. And you do it by going back to the basics. His 90 rule. Back to the 90s when we were like that. Doc, I know I just went off on a tangent right there, and probably hope you got something out of it. But it's a mindset, right? You're going to do things in your life. I tell staff NCOs, when I was a sergeant major, when I was active duty, they'd be like, oh, do I have to go to this meeting? Do I have to do that? You're going to do things that you don't want to do. That's leadership, right? The poor leader is the one who doesn't do it. Whereas, how come the colonel's not here to this meeting? Oh, he didn't want to be here. He couldn't be here. Oh, he could. You make excuses for what you want to do in life. Heard that from a very smart producer. Mindset, Doc. Let her know. All right. Jared, I would have been an excellent Gunny DI East. Excellent DI Gunny East. I know you would have, Jared. Quitting is far worse than the pain of accomplishment. Randall, awesome. Nailed it. Quitting is far worse than, and it just disappeared.
The pain of accomplishment.
Than the pain of accomplishment. Love that. That's quite an approach. That will make the day. How was food in the Army? What was a snack you always brought with you? Could you even? I don't know how the food is in the Army, but the Marine Corps, it's delicious. Every meal is a banquet. It's awesome. You can't bring any food into boot camp, but as soon as you graduate boot camp, gee-dunk, we call it. Gee-dunk, fill your pockets up. Chow is continuous. You eat as often and whenever and whatever you can. So it's good. Chow halls are great. Everyone says the Air Force dining, they call theirs a restaurant. The Army is a dining facility. Marine Corps, chow hall, because you be getting some chow. And it's good. Doc. Oh, thanks, Doc. Again, I hope that helped. I don't have just one statement that is just motivation, but it's a mindset. Yeah, run fast and kick hard. That's what Kimi Coco Puffs, her whole life in soccer, right before every game, we'd give her that sound, solid advice from good parents. Run fast and kick hard. That's it. Jared, William Wallace. What you know about William Wallace? Men don't follow titles, they follow courage. And I would follow you if you would just lead them. Great movie, Jared. You're back on the list. Cinematic genius. Braveheart is the movie he's talking about. I've seen it at least over 100 times. At least. Few hundred times. Love that movie. And there's value to it, not just the storyline and drama. And I've watched the behind the scenes and the story and history. It's not 100% accurate what movie is. But he's got some great one-liners like that. Men don't follow titles, they follow courage. That's one of the better ones. Emmy says, when do we know when they're in the crucible? So you can go online, Emmy, and look up Marine Corps training or boot camp training. It'll lay out the 12 weeks. Shows you by month. They have a great calendar calendar map, if you will, and it tells you what on T Day 42 rifle range, T Day 40, 60, whatever. It'll tell you exactly what they're doing on that specific day.
Docs,
Oh, and they're doing it.
docs.
Yeah. Are you on Facebook group? Yeah, you can look at that calendar. In fact, we got one when USMC Cece went to boot camp and just pinned it up on our wall, and we just scratch off each day. T Day 22. Oh man, she's at the pool today. Hope she does well. So you know exactly what they're doing, and they follow that training schedule to a T, 100%. Masked Patriot. Kidding me? Wow. SF, y'all, any advice to make time go by faster for someone deployed in the middle of the desert by the border for 9 months? Also, any advice for upcoming corporal? Wow. Masked, what was it?
Masked Patriot.
Masked Patriot. Thank you very much. First of all, first and foremost, that's amazing. Any advice for someone on a deployment at the border for 9 months? You're going to be there for 9 months, or you've been there for 9 months is what I'll ask first. But if you're just getting there and you know you'll be there for 9 months, I'm assuming you're going to work probably 10, 12-hour days. You're going to be on watch. I can only kind of guesstimate what the watch is going to be like. I don't know. Are you working? You putting wire up, or are you just patrolling?
Jared asked if he was in Yuma. He said yes, south of it.
South of Yuma. So obviously, when you're on duty, when you're on your post, you're whatever you're doing, you 100% focus on that. Off time, if you know you're going to be there for 9 months, I can think of a few things to do. Number one, pray. Right, develop that relationship with God if you haven't already. You're in harm's way. And then the big three, PT, as much as you possibly can. Right, and I'm sure you're tired at the end of the day, but find a time that you can PT the most, either before you go on watch or when you come off. Education. I know you got electronics down there. I know you got communication. Take some night classes. Take some online classes. Get your education. And then the third one, leadership. If you're getting ready to pick up corporal, one, education is going to help you with your cutting score, and find some mentors. Some from corporal on up. What did they do to get that promotion? So you're constantly working on your leadership. You're constantly working on your education. You're constantly working on your physical fitness. So plenty to do in the off time, not just play spades. If even Marines play spades anymore, I know that's probably out with electronics, but we used to play spades, take naps, and then work out. If you don't have a gym, build one. We called it the Flintstone Gym in Desert Storm. We just anything and everything, parts from blown up vehicles. We were lifting tires and rims and rolls of barbed wire. Get some duct tape. Coffee cans, fill them with concrete, whatever it is. Make a gym. Order some stuff, have some stuff sent to you. The T-Rex straps or anything and everything, body weight workouts. You got to, in fact, that's when I get my best workouts, was typically on deployments, because you had nothing else to do, right? You're not with your family. So use your off time wisely would be my advice. And get after it. And thanks for what you're doing. Thanks for your service. And head on a swivel. Always pay attention. You're serving a hugely important job right now in securing the United States. So good on you. And congratulations. And good luck on corporal. Keep us posted.
Can you see what Jared said?
Jared says, stay out of bars, masked. Work on knowing.
Talking to Masked.
Oh, that's his name. Stay out of bars. 100%. Stay out of bars. Work on knowing an E5 job. Then when you hit E4, you're halfway to sergeant. Two ranks ahead. Awesome, Jared. Thank you, brother. Always looking at what your sergeants are doing. It's too late to learn how to be a corporal when you get promoted. You're way behind the power curve. So know that promotion prior to getting there. Thanks, Jared. And that's
20 minutes out.
20 minutes out. Thank you. And whoever, again, if you do have liberty and they let you go out in town, go every now and then, get some food, right? Stay out of the bars. Don't waste your money. Don't even put yourself in that predicament. Easy to say now. I'm older, more wiser, but I wish people probably did tell me when I was then, but I wish I would have, how much more money I could have saved, how much more education I could have gotten for myself. So absolutely. Mark asked, what was my MOS? Started out as a 1371 combat engineer. 2 MOSs in the Marine Corps have combat in front of it. Combat engineer. Anybody know the other one? And I spent the second half of my career in the infantry as a first sergeant and sergeant major. Randall Knapp, best advice. PT, double what is required. Life gets easier. Randall Knapp, I'm telling you, nailed it. Excuse me. But when people tell you lift with your knees, don't lift with your lower back. You seem invincible now, but one day you're going to be in your 50s and have a bad back, bad knees, bad hips, bad neck. I can go on. Shoulders, where's Lay Cookie? Take care of your body. Stay in shape, 100%. I can't even express, from Jared, I can't even express how important education is in the Marine Corps. Climb the ladder with a vengeance. Everyone now, I have my own personal feelings about college and college degrees, but every single big corporate wants to see that degree. So get it while you're active duty. Let the government pay for it, tuition assistance. Get out, use your GI Bill. There's no reason you shouldn't get out of the Marine Corps without 4 years associates. Anything beyond 4 years, you should have a bachelor's degree and working on you get a doctorate if you spend a couple decades in the Marine Corps. If not, immediately as soon as you get out, you definitely can. It's going to be tough. It's not easy, but you definitely can do it, and do it on the government's dime. You're foolish not to. Thank you, Eric Green. Appreciate you, brother. Combat medic, combat engineer. Not in the Marine Corps, Doc. We don't call our medics, we don't call them combat medics. They're corpsmen, Navy corpsmen. There's one more, combat engineer, and the only other combat titled MOS. What is it? Trivia. Some trivia for you.
Can you see
Cannon, 0311, era. After being in the infantry for 8 years, I'm broke. Because y'all party all the time. Are you a 41? Man, oh, you're an 11. Okay, 0311. 41s can party. Mortarmen can party. After being in the infantry for 8 years, I'm broke. What are you spending your money on? Those deployments, and you're going out. Spending your money. Booze. What is it?
Look at Eric S. and Doc.
Eric S. and Doc. Combat journalist. It's combat camera.
Doc. Did you see Doc?
Oh, Doc say it?
Doc just said it.
I haven't seen it. It didn't pop up yet. Combat camera. I don't know. They call the journalist combat journalist. I don't know if that's the MOS, but the other MOS is combat camera. Rob Mack, good to see you, brother. We have been kind of addressing it on and off the show for the last almost 2 hours. What do you think about Pete Hegseth's address to the generals? Thought it was amazing. Thought it was honest. I thought it was on point. I thought it was long overdue. We need to give. I love his 90 E6 rule. Back to the 90s when we were we are still the most fierce fighting force in the world, but even more so in the 90s. We need to get back to that. I think it's all common sense stuff that a lot of service members today thought the service was and is and should still be. Common stuff. No fat people, no DEI, promotions based on merit and merit alone. Doesn't matter what color, creed, race, male, female, doesn't, on merit. The best in the Army, best soldier for the job, period. Based on, I loved it, loved everything about it. And the fact that the President, the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of War, they have our service members back. So boot camp for basic training is going to change for everybody because they're not going to be afraid that, oh, I can't do this, I'll get in trouble, I can't do that. And combat operations, training evolutions, or everything more realistic is bumping up physical training, right? Why do we have fat service members, out-of-weight service members? Unreal. Grooming standards, height and weight stand, all that stuff is going to be how it should be, how it used to be.
You're missing a couple.
One bad, two valve. Thank you, brother. Semper Fi 5812 here. MPs, I think it's absolutely necessary. We are war fighters, and we need to be prepared at all times. Complacency kills. Brother, nailed it. Thank you very much, bro. Appreciate you. Complacency kills. I learned that from 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines, America's Battalion. I was with 2-5. We were attached to them in Fallujah. We had to help some AO, and they had complacency kills spray painted on every single bunker, every sandbag wall, everything throughout their AO, just to keep their Marines alert, stay alive. They did not lose a single Marine during that particular deployment. Complacency kills. Comfort kills. Saw that on a T-shirt in the gym. But it absolutely does.
Sorry, John McJunkins.
John McJunkin.
Hold on.
Thanks, one Bab, two Valve. Appreciate you. From McJunkin's crew, Det Poolee Perez asks, would I need a waiver to bring any protein mixes to boot camp? There's a waiver for just about everything, but there ain't going to be one for that. You're getting 3 hots in a cot. You're going to get all the nutritional value, protein, veggies. You're going to get everything you need in boot camp. The chow hall, you just got to eat fast. And even now, today's chow hall is not as chaotic as it used to be, but you're going to get 3 square meals. No protein powder. You don't need it. And even at your age, you don't need, just eat well. But as soon as you get out, as soon as you get to SOI, MCT, wherever you're going after that, you'll be able to buy all the protein powder you need. But you don't need it in boot camp. You're going to get as much calories as you burn. Good question, though. And I do say there's a waiver for everything, but you ain't getting no waiver for that. They'll take care of you. Our cooks, where's Bob? Where's 420 at? The cooks are amazing, and you're going to eat well.
Eric asked, can I get a waiver for a neck pillow?
Neck pillow, ask the DI. In fact, tap the DI on the butt and ask him if you can get an extra pillow, or if he can just fluff it for you at night. Rob Mack, no offense to our war fighters, but I can't understand why it's gotten so bad with the standards. Rob Mack, and again, that's why we needed the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, someone like Pete Hegseth with those values, those standards. I'm with you 100%. Why did I know why is the past administrations. The woke, that's what you heard him straight out of his mouth. No more wokeness, no more men in women's locker rooms, men wearing dresses, none of that stuff. We're lethal fighters, warrior breed, right? Hands-on in boot camp. PT is going to be increased for everyone all week long. You shouldn't be an out-of-shape service member in any branch of the service. War fighters. Doc Holliday, be a sergeant through gunnery sergeant with solid performance. Volunteer or get selected for special duty assignments, SDA. 3, get screened and pass physical, mental, and background checks. That's someone asking to be
DI.
a drill instructor.
Emmy asked. Her brother's in boot camp right now, and she said she wants to do it.
Nailed it. Doc, right there. Screenshot that. Doc nailed it. Be a sergeant through gunnery sergeant. Yes, that's what you actually can be a corporal and go to DI school if your cutting score, your time of grade, time of service. By the time you graduate DI school, you'll be a sergeant. But yes, sergeant through gunnery sergeant, solid performance, volunteer or get selected. And I'll touch on that just briefly. Again, when I was a drill instructor, like 80% of the drill instructors in my DI class, and we had like one of the biggest classes in history, were volunteer. 80% were volunteer. 20% received orders. It's just the opposite for recruiting duty. 80% are voluntold. So get ahead of the game and volunteer for DI school before you get picked for recruiting, unless you want to be a recruiter. And some do. So 20% are volunteers. Again, don't quote me on any of those numbers, but majority of drill instructors are volunteer. Majority of recruiters are non-volunteers. So get after it. And you will. I applied as a corporal. like a couple of times. And finally, by the time I got promoted to sergeant, I requested again. They finally gave it to me. But I didn't have the time of grade, time of service as a corporal. I just knew I wanted to be a drill instructor. Nick Olenek. I signed my USMC contract yesterday. Congratulations. Did all the MEPS and medical. There you go. Nick, get after it. Good on you. I don't know what MOS you picked, but here we say physically fit and mentally tough, right? You know what you're getting yourself into. Stay on this channel. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hang out with us until you take off. We'll get you as ready as we possibly can. Enemies right there. Volunteer for the SDA you want. More money and you get the choice. Volunteer, special duty assignments. It is more money too. I even forget to mention that. Special duty allowance. Special duty assignments you get, what's that called? Enemies, when you get uniforms issued, extra uniforms on MSG, you get more blues. Drill instructors, you get blues too, but you get a whole bunch of Charlies and Camis. Dry cleaning is free. Haircuts are free. And SDA pay. You get more money. You do. Emmy, is that your MOS? I was a combat engineer. Jared, if you can't handle boot camp, I don't want you to be in a foxhole with you. Jared, we call it fighting holes. Army calls it foxholes because foxes hide in a hole. Fighting hole. One bad, two valve. Man, again, thank you, brother. 5812 is K9. Okay, I knew 5800 was MPs, but K9, awesome. Another thing I wanted to do, in fact, USMC Cece tried to do K9. And everyone should strive for a first-class PFT, CFT, along with rifle expert, get you a job like K9. SRT and HMX, you can do anything as long as you try. I'm telling you, your chances of getting something special like that are going to improve if you're first-class PFT, first-class CFT, rifle expert, pistol expert, WSQ, swim. The best at everything that you're required to do already, make it the best. So when your package does come across, they can't say, oh, yeah, look, he's good here. Oh, man, he's got a low CFT. You get pushed to another pile, and if they need someone, max education, max out on everything like you're trying to get promoted. And then when you put in for that special duty or something like K9, not easy to get in K9, so good on you, brother. That's awesome. Loved it, man. Love them dogs. And I'm a dog guy, and all the dogs that we served with and all my deployments, I was that guy that they had to remind, Sergeant Major, please don't Oja Boja that dog. It's a freaking warrior dog. He's a devil dog. I wanted to pet him. I wanted to play with him. And it was hard not to. But what a relationship, bruh, those guys have with their dogs. It's truly, truly amazing. And it's hard. That's your battle buddy for life, man. And unfortunately, I've seen some dogs not make it, and that's tough on the handler, man. I've seen some fall out of hikes, and I mean, those dogs are truly amazing, but they have weaknesses as well, just like the Marines. But seeing that bond and that relationship, I love that. Love that about our dogs. We did have one run away. Everyone believes that he found a girlfriend. Tons of dogs in Iraq and Afghanistan. And they're wild animals. They don't take them as pets. We think this dog hitched up, and which was a terrible thing. And you can back me up. It costs between $80 and $100,000, $120,000 to train those dogs. So that was a $100,000 asset that those Marines lost. Not a good thing at all. But amazing. Those dogs are amazing. Rob Mack, he lives in a blue county. He lived in a blue county, and the local deli made a Greta Thunberg sub sandwich. It's called Flotilla. That's pretty funny. If you don't know Greta Thunberg, look it up. YouTube, she's a mess. Awesome. Adam East, Nick, you would be security for Marine One. Yeah, that's awesome. HMX is something I did kind of want to do. It depended on the president at the time, so I didn't try real hard typically O3s, right? O3s work at HMX. Google it. What is HMX? That's the president's. You working directly for the president's helicopter. Working on that crew squadron.
That's all Adam Cece.
There, yeah. Thanks, guns. Marine Helicopter Squadron 1, HMX 1. Work directly. They're the ones you see when the president gets on the helicopter. They're the one at each side of the hatch, saluting him as he gets on the bird. Be awesome. It definitely would. Right there, we're getting close to the wire. Everybody listen to Kimi Kimi Cocoa Puffs right there. Double tap that screen. Awesome evening. Great questions. Great communication. This is just nothing but great talking story. Riley Porter, what's up, Porter? How y'all? Hope y'all having a good week. We hope you're having a good week as well, Porter. Say hello to the whole family for me. Appreciate you being here. And what are you doing now?
Do you have stickers to ship?
Not handy nearby. Merch. Somebody asked about merch. I always forget it. Adam East.
Let's see the stickers.
Man, where are they? I'm telling you, I've been moving and communicating. Shoot, move, and communicate. I don't have them right here.
Girl.
Producer gonna kill me.
Yeah. We got these magnets.
Got magnets. We do still have merch, and you can see we're in the studio. Oh, and these are cool. These are magnets. Remember that one, that devil dog? Am I showing it? Can you see?
You're good.
But we do have the merch. I just don't have it sitting right here with me. I'll thrash myself later.
Your mom?
Oh yeah, here's one. That's the Sarge. All right, on my personalized mug. Hurrah. Have those stickers. All stickers are available. Check it out. SFMF-merch.myshopify.com in the description. Hoodies. It's getting cold. It's getting cold in Arizona. It's finally into double digits. So you might need a hoodie. It's the 89, I think he said today, Late Cookie.
Tell Jared, I'll ban him.
Jared, watch out. She's talking about banning you. I won't be having Kimmy tell me.
Hey now.
Yeah, be careful. Ask Doc. She'll ban you.
I didn't know. Yeah, I'm not
It is up and running.
DI1 whatever. Tell me what to do on October 18th.
Yeah, right. Wait till where you at, Jared? We're still looking for a third for our team for October 18th, MCRD Boot Camp Challenge. We're looking for a third. Sergeant Major, you need to order some green monsters. Stand by for my order. Look at those. I do have. Look at these. Can you see those in the? We got. That's just a few of them. We definitely have the green monsters. We got the lanyards. We got the hoodies. We got the shirts. We're ready. The shop is back open. All right, Samuel. What's the Marine Corps base just north of Tokyo? The one with Mount Fuji. Man, I never climbed Mount Fuji either. That's another dream I always had. I was in Okinawa for 6-7 years. Never got to Fuji. That's mainland Japan. What is that Marine Corps base over there? Iwakuni. That's Iwakuni in mainland Japan, near Tokyo, near Mount Fuji. Man, I never got to climb that. I always wanted to. Who's talking about bodybuilders or professional weightlifters?
Young Marine Vetters from John McJunkin. Are there any Marines who are professional bodybuilders or professional weightlifters?
So, John McJunkin, good question. We talked about that before. How the sport you love, sport you did in high school, you can do in the Marine Corps. There's regional, there's intramurals, there's base teams, there's unit teams for I'm thinking every single sport possible, which can lead to professional sports, can lead to the Olympics, and weightlifting is another one. Bodybuilders, I know, again, they had them on base. They had a Far East one. I kind of dabbled in that for a little bit when we were in Okinawa. So they definitely do. That's another sport of the probably 100 that we represent. And they can lead to bigger and better things. So continue to do it. Of course, the mission comes first. Marine, you're a Marine first before anything and everything. And I was told that many times throughout my career when I was playing football, is you're a Marine first. Never forget that. And I didn't. So field ops, deployments, those are priority over playing football. But it definitely does. We do shooting teams. Yep. Shooting team. We have compete Olympic style, everything. So I'm telling you, nothing but opportunities. It doesn't stop just because you join the service. All right, one more, and then we're going to wrap this baby up. From Rob Mack. Do you know if the state militia would be better or worse sending National Guard to clean up these derelict states instead? I just had knee surgery and now just run again. I started slow. And ellipticals are good. But I think it's doing wonders when the president sends National Guard, send Marines to those places. It's cleaning up 100%. If it's just a show of force, that works as well. And some of those states desperately need that support, and the president's willing to send them. So 100%. Craig H. At Camp Fuji, there's a small base called CATC Camp Fuji. Spent 2 months there. Awesome. Did you climb Mount Fuji? Again, I want that staff with the stamps on it that you as you climb all the way up to the top of Mount Fuji. Would love to have been able to do that. All right, I got to hit this one. Samuel Grable. Who's better in your opinion, Base 0311 or Army Ranger? Who's the better operator in a conflict? I've never worked directly with Army Rangers. I know they're bad mamma jammas, no doubt about it. Every special forces, even though all the housewife drama that they're going through right now, they're special forces for a reason, so I know they're bad mamma jammas. But I would take an 0311 over anyone in any branch of service, no matter what their qualifications are. That's the Marine in me. That's the brotherhood. I know where he or she has come from, what they've gone through to be an 0311. So I would take an 0311 100% of the time, twice on Sundays. Great question, though. And that's no dig on any special forces, Rangers, SEALs, all those high-speed beret-wearing guys. They're tough.
There's one more shout out to Mass Patriot and one Valve, whatever.
Mass Patriot and one Bad Valve 2. Yeah, thank you guys, bro. Appreciate you guys very much. Doc, Randall, again, the crew, the OGs and the new Gs. Appreciate you guys so much. Did I say new Gs? OGs and new Gs. You guys are Army. J-Mac, the Army Rangers all day long. Again, I hope Army would say Army Rangers. Again, I got a thing about Marines, right? I trust a Marine to my left and right, know them or not, know their qualifications. But Army better pick Army Rangers, as Navy should pick Navy SEALs, as Air Force should pick PJs, as Coast Guard should pick Coasties.
Everyone's saying good night. God bless.
Good night, you guys. Ranger Motivator. Oh, we're closing out, brother. Good to see you. We're closing out. We'll see you Sunday. Great show. Watch it if you can later. Like and subscribe, everybody. Appreciate y'all being here. It's been a great Wednesday night, and we'll definitely see you soon. Be safe, but be aggressive and get after it. Semper Fi, my friends. Era.